This video is brought to you by Skillshare.
Hi, my name is Ben from Wobi Design, and today we're going to be talking about swivel seats. Now, I'm sure most of you heard of swivel seats before and know exactly how they work, but I just want to go over exactly how I think about it. Now, there's something that I learned working as a product specialist for Hyundai, and that's feature, function, benefit. Now, instead of just saying this car has blind spot detection, what we would say is this car has blind spot detection that uses sensors to detect any cars in your blind spot, therefore keeping you safe and giving you additional safety. So, feature, which is blind spot detection, function, which uses sensors and radars to detect anything that's coming in your blind spot, and the benefit is keeping you safe and you don't have to turn and check your blind spot every time and hurt your neck and whatever. So keep this in mind, and I'm going to be using this feature, function, benefit analogy for every feature that I add on to for my van conversion. So let's take a look at swivel seats. So swivel seats turn and spin 180 degrees so that you could incorporate the space that you have inside your van and turn it into a living space. And a lot of luxury camper vans do this so that they don't have to put more chairs and couches, and it's a really good way to use the space. And in my honest opinion, I think every camper van should have swivel seats installed. And how I see it is just two free chairs that you could use, and with a simple plate, you could just turn that seat around and you could use it as additional seating. I mean, why wouldn't you want that? And it's one of the first things that you should install so that you could kind of get a rough idea of how much space you have inside the van before you start planning everything out. And that's exactly why it's one of the first things that I'm installing. Now, there's several different swivel seats on the market right now, and there's few popular ones like Alpine Mechanism, Scopma, factory swivel seats from Mercedes, as well as all these different kinds. Now, when you're shopping for them, most of the times there's three different things that you should be considering. Now, first is the price, and secondly, which is the thickness of the swivel plates, which doesn't really matter, but I'll talk about that later. And lastly is the safety rating. And majority of these swivel seats on the market right now is not DOT approved for the US. And some of these are approved for the European countries, but it's just not approved for the US. And like I mentioned in previous videos, safety should be your priority in this camper van conversion. So I started looking around and I found this company called Nomadic Cooling Co. And they have these swivel seats that are only 0.8 inches in thickness, which really doesn't matter. But more importantly, these are DOT approved. And just to add a cherry on top, it's the most affordable one out there on the market. Now, given that I'm a YouTuber and I wanted these seats, I reached out to them and they gave me a discount in exchange for making a YouTube video about it and how to install it. So that's just a quick disclaimer, so don't get mad about it, but I was gonna get these anyway, so I'm just being smart here. Now, before I show you how I installed it, I just want to take this time to thank the sponsor of this video, which is Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of inspiring and creative classes for anyone who loves learning. If you have been wanting to learn a brand new skill at your own pace, at your own time, at anywhere you want it, Skillshare is for you. Skillshare classes are organized in a way that is broken down into different sections so that it's really easy to follow and learn anytime you want at your own pace, and you can always take a pause and resume anytime you want. And these classes are taught by experts who knows exactly what they're doing and well respected in their field. Now, as you guys know, I changed my whole video format after taking a class on Skillshare. And I took this class by Marquez Brownlee, YouTube Success, Script, Shoot, Edit with MKBHD. He teaches you the process of how to create a YouTube video from start to finish. And I learned so much in that class than me making videos by myself for the last 4 years. So save yourself the trouble and learn from the experts on Skillshare. And right now, the first 1,000 viewers to sign up using the link in the description below will get 1 free month trial of Skillshare. So make sure to use the link down in the description below and start exploring your creativity today. Thank you, Skillshare, for sponsoring this video. Now, this install was fairly easy, so I'm just gonna show you exactly how I did it instead of doing any kind of voiceover, and I'm sure you guys are tired of me talking anyway, so enjoy the show. This is what I just took out. This is connected to this. And I just push this down and pull it out of that little thing right there. And that's it. Leave it there for now.
Okay, so this is how I installed swivel seats for my Sprinter van. And let me just summarize this for you so you know exactly what we did.
First, you have to disconnect the battery, remove the seats, cut the 2 spikes off from the seats, install the swivel plates, mount the seats back on the swivel plates, reconnect the battery, and you're done. Now, one of the more challenging parts of this install is going to be the driver's side. Now, I've seen some companies that make you pretty much trim the plastic off and you gotta do all kinds of stuff, but with these adapters, you don't have to cut any of those things off and you just have to reinstall the plastic cover on and you're good to go. Now, earlier I talked about the thickness of these swivel plates and how it doesn't really matter. And that's because no matter how thin it is, your feet will be dangling no matter what. And that's because the front of the cab is a lot higher than the back of the cab. And when you swivel these seats around, you're going to get about 4 to 8 inch difference between the front or the back of these seats. So in order for me to combat this, I'm going to add some kind of little step on the back side of these seats when it's swiveled, and it's gonna look nice. Stay tuned for that. Okay, so that's it for this video. This install was fairly easy and I would say it should take less than an hour for both of these seats. And just make sure to disconnect from the batteries because something about the manufacturer and Mercedes doesn't like it when you do any kind of customization. So make sure to disconnect from your batteries. And if you haven't already, make sure to follow me on Instagram because I have fire stories, baby. And check out my website. I have new t-shirts available on my website. And if you want to support me further, make sure to check out my Patreon page. And I have a ton of skateboard scraps that I'm giving all away. So make sure to check that out. Thanks for watching. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to this channel, turn on that notification bell, and like this video. And comment down below what you think about these swivel seats. Thanks again, and until next time.